Hey guys, in this short, sweet, and to the point video, I will be showing you how to clone your old drive onto another one, which is especially useful if you're trying to change your primary boot drive. So diving right into it, the first thing you want to do is install and hook up the drive into your motherboard, which I have already done. With the computer being turned off, turn it back on and enter your system's BIOS. Locate where it would display all of the attached storage devices, as you can see right here. General rule of thumb is that if it does not show up here, it will not show up in Windows. I installed my new M2 NVMe into the third slot because my motherboard wouldn't let me use the first slot unless I had an 11th gen processor. This only applies to M2s, so you are generally good with any SATA, SSD, or hard drive. The next step after verifying that the new drive is present in your BIOS is starting your computer up as normal. Notice in this File Explorer area, I still only have two drives connected, and I do not see the third drive that I am trying to clone. This is normal because the new drive hasn't been set up yet, so we're going to go ahead and head over to Disk Management, which you can do by right-clicking the Windows icon and clicking Disk Management. Notice I have 3 disks showing up here and only 2 over here. You'll see that this drive has unallocated space, and so we're going to go ahead and set that up so that it is allocated. So what we're going to do is right-click the space that says unallocated and click on New Simple Volume. This will have a little setup wizard on how much size you want to allot to this volume. That's how much space will show up on the right side over here. So I'm going to do the full amount. Click on Next, and this is where you can choose the drive letter. So I'm going to choose the next available one, being E. I'm going to be naming mine tertiary, just because how I like to name my drives. It's currently formatting, which is wiping the disk and just setting this up for me. As you can see now that it is officially set up, I have my tertiary drive ready to go. And we're ready for the next step. Now we're going to install the software, aka freeware, to mirror your OS drive to the new drive. The link for this particular software is in the bio. So when you come here, make sure you just click on download free, and then it'll want you to have just a personal free license, and you'll just have to redeem it through your email here. So I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead. Once you go into your email, it'll send you to a download link. So I'm going to go ahead and download the software. Choose the free version, run it directly, doesn't matter where it saves, as long as there's space. Now you don't need to enter that registration code, you can just click that you are using it for personal use, and if you deselect the register this installation, it'll just blank this out and you can keep going ahead. Now all I'm doing is installing the desktop shortcut, and it's already doing all of these for me. Now we're going to go ahead and start working on cloning our drive to our new drive. So I have my copy of Windows stored on my Western Digital Black drive. And so all you have to do for these little clone disk icon to show up is just click on what you're trying to do. Click on clone this disk. And then select the drive that you just set up that you want to clone it to, which is my Samsung right here, set up as that tertiary. Now, if the drive is the same size as the one you are upgrading to, just head up to the next step. If it is bigger, make sure you're allocating the proper sizing, such as you will see an unallocated portion here. And all you want to do is make sure that this tertiary part is next to that unallocated part, which you can do by just clicking one of these, and then you'll get the option to like move over or float left, float right. If you're doing smaller like I am here, you should be good as long as the amount you have stored on the drive does not exceed that of... So you can see here I have 455 gigs versus the 465, so I'm barely making it. After that, it's going to give you this warning. Make sure you delete all target data on the new drive. It should be empty to begin with, but just as a precaution. And then this will go ahead and probably take anywhere between 15 and 45 minutes. So just go ahead and let this run. I personally recommend not doing downloads or file deletions during this time period on either drive. That way all of the data can stay consistent. When the installation completes, go ahead and shut down your computer, open it up, and unplug your old drive that had the Windows installation on it, this will force your computer to start up using your new drive as the boot drive, because it will be the only one that it detects. If you didn't do the last step, another way to test to see if the boot will work without unplugging your other drive is to shut down the computer, and when you're starting it up again, spam F11 and it will ask you to select a boot device. This is where I would select the Samsung SSD, and if it boots into it, then it's good and I can go ahead and format my original Western Digital Black drive. So you can go ahead and format the old one, or you can just keep it as a backup somewhere or do whatever you want with it. But after that, you should just be able to start booting into that drive as normal. If you liked this short, sweet, and to the point video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I like to do a ton of these, so keep your notifications on, and good luck with other stuff.